with Nate Robinson, but Snoop Dogg is singing the hymns. He's trying to get
We're really going to have to take a look at this fight, talk about this fight, and see if it's even worth it, just even allowing this kind of things. Let's go ahead and get into this, my thoughts on this incident. I'm not even going to call it a fight, even though that a lot of people seem to enjoy it. First, I'm going to start off by saying I hope that Mr. Robinson is okay. Jake Paul obviously did his thing. This kid, Jake Paul, is a YouTuber, has millions of subscribers, and I'm pretty sure that part of the reason he's getting into boxing is probably an avenue to keep him out of trouble, an avenue to gain more subscribers, an avenue to make more money. Whatever the reasons are, he seems to be taking it a little more serious every time he steps in there. What happened last night was something that me as a boxing fan, as a former boxer, as a boxing coach, as somebody who currently works occasionally with younger fighters, I did not like what I saw last night. See, the thing about this situation is that when you look at Nate Robinson, yes, we already know he's an athlete, or former athlete, I should say. When you look at the fact that, yes, he was a former dunking contest or whatever they call that, that does not translate to boxing. You do not play boxing. Boxing is a brutal sport. If you notice, in the past few years, there's been very little deaths in MMA, if any. However, the average for boxing is between 3 and 4 people every single year die out of boxing. Why do I mention this? Because you saw that knockout last night. And that knockout landed on the head of someone who is not used to taking those punches. Landed on the head of someone who it was very clear, very apparent that this man did not took boxing. Well, no, I shouldn't say he didn't took it seriously, but I should say he did not give himself the correct and proper way to step in the ring. Meaning he didn't took on a few bombs. And trust me, there's bombs out there that I'm pretty sure that he could have beaten. He didn't took on at least a year of training, where throughout that entire year, he was going to learn how to throw what he want to effectively. He was going to have several sparring sections, getting him used to the feints from his opponents, the movement of his opponents, learning how to cut the ring. Now notice, I'm not saying he was going to become an expert. He was just going to gain a tiny bit of experience that would have helped him last night a lot more than whatever he brought to the ring. You could clearly see the difference, even though Jake Paul has, only one more fight than him. You could clearly see the difference in when I'm saying, take some time to train and learn some basics when it comes to boxing. You could clearly see the difference last night between both of these fighters, because Jake Paul was feinting and Robinson was falling for it. Feinting with the jab, stepping in and out, short steps with the leg, trying to get a reaction from Robinson, and it was effective. It was effective. He was offering upper body movements, the jab with an overhand, follow with an overhand. It was very effective. What did we see from Nate Robinson? Absolutely nothing. We saw a fighter that came in to charge going forward constantly. There was no leg movement. There was very jittery reaction to whatever movement Jake Paul offered. Zero defense, zero snapping the jab, zero head movement, no bobbing, no weaving, no leg movement. Absolutely nothing. It was as if he was brought from the street. They put a pair of gloves in him and said, go out there and do something for your life. He took that first hit. He claims it was behind the ear. It might have been. It was unintentional. He was charging forward. The punch was already on the way in opposite direction. So obviously it has a chance of landing behind the ear. And I'm pretty sure it caused him some equilibrium because he wasn't the same after that. This fight should have been stopped after the second knockdown. That ref should have known, listen, this just come back and fight another day if this is really what you want to do. That ref should have stopped that fight, honestly speaking. So, honestly, I got to be real with you. Yes, to some people today, it might be entertaining. I don't want to see things like this. I don't want to see things like this in boxing. I think that it might have a chance of hurting boxing a lot more than it does helping it. And I know some of you might say, well, no, Ranger, you got to understand this was just an exhibition card. No, it wasn't an exhibition card. The only exhibition of the night, I believe, was Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. But not this fight. You want to know what hurts me the most? Is the reaction of even Nate Robinson's teammates after the fight. How they were just making fun of him, to the point that Floyd Mayweather had to step in with a post in Instagram where he says, and I'm vaguely going to be quoting him here because I don't remember exactly, but basically said, nobody should be making fun of this man, especially African Americans. Floyd offered his support, told him he was with him. Basically, Floyd did what every Nate Robinson's ex-teammates should have done, which was support him in that time of trouble. And hopefully, to be honest with you, there's no severe consequences for this knockdown or knockout, I should say. If Nate Robinson truly wants to continue boxing, I highly advise him that he just takes a year of training, an entire year of training. Heck, even more, year and a half. He's got money. He don't need this. He's got money. He's got money to hire a good coach. He's got money to, just spend time training without necessarily having to, rush into the ring. But I would not step in the ring again unless, if I was Nate Robinson, of course, I would not step in the ring again unless, of course, I had a knowledgeable coach to tell me you're ready for a comeback against a journeyman, against somebody who has never done it just like you. I know if I was coaching him, I would probably take a year and a half with him before I even let him into the ring for a real fight. And he would have to have at least 20 sparring sections throughout that entire year before I can even let him step in there. He's got to have a feel for the punches. He's got to have a feel for the body shots. He's got to have a feel in his knuckle of what it is to land a punch. He's got to have a feel of what it is to get out of a trouble situation. He's got to have those basic feelings before he is allowed to step in there. I'm just not going to throw any of my fighters like that to get destroyed. It's just not. Boxing really needs to, anybody that's giving out these licenses really needs to take into the consideration of what's going on here. And, I'm glad Nate Robinson seems to be okay. Last night he posted a tweet and his first words were, and I quote, "Thank you everyone for all of the well wishes. I'm okay. I appreciate Trilla for the opportunity as well as everyone that has backed me during the fight. To my coaches, trainers, fans, and teammates, I appreciate all of the time and support you guys put in with me. It wasn't the outcome that we wanted, but I'm thankful for the opportunity to fight on the biggest stage that there has been. Hashtag hold that. Seems to be okay. I would still keep an eye on him if I was a family member, if I was a coach. I would still go back to get some checkups. It was a nasty knockout to the head of somebody who is not used to taking this kinds of punishment. That is all I have for now, boxing fan. I am Ranger. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please support the channel by giving a thumbs up, subscribe, and activate the notification bell to be notified next time I upload. Raw Boxing TV, I'm out.